Hi, welcome back to Inspiring Builds. I'm Dan, and today I'm going to show you how to build a DIY snowman. The cost of the lumber for this build was all free, as I used the logs shown here. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss any of these tutorials. I had family that purchased land and needed to cut down a significant amount of trees to build a custom home. After cutting down over 70 trees, I had a huge selection of log sizes to use. I decided to use an 8-inch log for the bottom, 6.5-inch log for the middle, and a 4.25-inch log for the head. I cut them down to 2.5 inches wide using a chainsaw to knock it out quickly. It's fine to use a different width, just ensure they're all the same. Lay the 3 logs out flat and use a 1x2 furring strip to attach them together with 3-inch screws. Next, I picked out a base from my scrap lumber rack. I used a true 1x8 piece of lumber from an old torn down barn as I was going for a rustic look and cut it to 16 inches. Before attaching the logs to the base, cut the bottom 8-inch log so it sits flush on the base. Center the logs on the base, pre-drill, and screw in 3-inch screws from the bottom. After looking back on this build, I would recommend these number 9 3-inch multi-purpose screws as the logs has some weight to them. I then found 2 branches that were close to the same, shaped like a Y, and trimmed them to 10 inches in length. I used a couple of 2-inch brad nails on each arm, fastening the arms to the back of the middle section. For the bottom of the hat, I used the same 4.25-inch log as I used for the head and cut a 1/4 inch width on the miter saw. I found a pretty sweet looking log that looked like it had spider imprints for the head that was 2.5 inches in diameter and cut off a 4-inch section on the miter. At first I used a branch and shaved down the tip for the nose, adhering it with a couple of brad nails. However, I couldn't find a scarf that I wanted to use, so I decided to hop on Amazon and search for a snowman making kit. There are tons of kits available that you can select to suit your preference. I chose one that had a hat, scarf, buttons, eyes, mouth, carrot nose, and pipe for a one-stop shop. I also selected a kit that had wooden dowel rods to attach to the logs. I laid out the pieces and marked them out with a pencil, drawing around each of the pieces. The dowel rods came longer than the width of the logs, so I cut them down to 1.5 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you will be inserting them into the logs. You want to select a drill bit that is about the same diameter as the wooden dowels. In my case, a 13/64-inch drill bit worked well for a snug fit. Pro tip: use painter's tape as a flag on the drill bit to use as a stop point. The distance on the bit should be slightly longer than the wooden dowel. Slide each piece into the logs, and as you can see, it should fit nice and snug. I used a 2-inch brad nail to secure the scarf in place after tying it, and another 2-inch brad for the hat. If you like this build, or if it inspired you to build an awesome snowman, drop me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.